Hello, friends. We are back with another episode of Claim to Fame. This one did not have the result that I wanted it to have, I will say that. And judging by Kyle's tweets, he was hoping for the same thing as me. Adam's still in the game, much to our chagrin.
Everyone's chagrin.
But yeah, let's get on into it.
Let's do it.
Well, as always, I am Gina Morgino. I am joined by my lovely friends Kyle Petty and John Dumpy, and we are Strat Chat. You can find us on the socials everywhere that is not Blue Sky at Strat Chat Pod. And yeah, like I said, we are here to talk about this episode of Claim to Fame. Does anybody have any initial anything before we get into it?
Just Adam sucks and Diedrich is an idiot.
Yeah.
Both true statements.
I'm also happy that Danny is still in the game, though.
I am also happy about that too.
Me too.
He's my favorite by far.
Yeah, I like Danny a lot. So that's
hard agree on that. But speaking of Danny, we opened up with him and Adam kind of having another argument over this clue. I don't understand why Adam has decided that he can contribute nothing to the game, but everybody has to give him clues or else they're rude, they're not a team player, they're whatever. Like, I don't understand his mindset.
Because I get that other people have shown people full clues, like they've shown them it, but it was always their choice. Like, if someone doesn't show you a clue that is in their possession, like, for you to throw like a hissy fit over that, like, you're a grown man.
Seriously, grow up.
But it's also just like, you aren't giving anybody else anything either. So why should everybody just hand you over all of their clues? You're not contributing any information.
Right. That was
you had to
be
write down the name
point.
on your hand to know who you were even guessing.
I didn't even know who she was, but I could have remembered her name.
Sure.
Like
you have one name.
Yes. And the whole point of this alliance was supposed to be the sharing of information. It's not just you getting this information dump. Yeah. Like, it was supposed to be an exchange, and your failure to do so means you should be automatically out of the alliance. Like, there's no conversation to be had. He sucks.
Yeah. And I was happy in this episode to see that it seems like literally everybody in the house also thinks he sucks, because like they came up with that plan to try to sabotage him and get him out of here, to like not have him win the competition, which of course he ends up in the worst possible pairing to make that happen.
I was just gonna say, because like of course he ends up with HUD, who he continues to like help Adam get further in the game, and then it seems like Adam will do something to make HUD immediately regret it afterwards. Like HUD like will immediately be like, thanks a lot, Adam. Like, you couldn't have kept your mouth shut. It's like, HUD, stop telling him things.
Right, like you
stop helping him.
This to happen. You can also be getting him out of here. Especially because, like, you know, I can understand the theory of like, oh, I don't want to sabotage myself because I don't want to end up in the bottom two also. But like, you know, everyone's gonna vote for Adam to be the guesser. So like, there's not really a lot of danger in putting yourself in that position. Just lose the challenge and get him out of here.
Yeah. No, I don't understand it. HUD.
It's very silly.
I did understand a little bit for HUD in this, because you do want to get the clue for yourself, though.
Like, yes.
And it's like, if there's anyone in a position that could kind of flip-flop on this thing, it is HUD, because he is the one that has actually worked with Adam. So if there's any potential for like cleaning up Adam's game and kind of getting him to play ball, like, it's going to be from HUD. So like, do you think that your decision making, you think you would have made a different decision if you were HUD in this situation? I feel like he's in a tough spot. I just want to add before you answer the question, because HUD was automatically linked to him because of the way that Adam conducted himself at the end of that last, I guess, I almost called it an eviction. That last elimination.
Guess off or whatever, yeah.
Guess off, yeah. So it's like, now that I'm attached to you, should I still try to rock out with you a little bit and kind of see if we can make something out of nothing? Or Do you let it go?
I don't I feel like he was doing so much damage control though after, because he himself in one of the confessionals was like, I cannot believe that he said, oh, HUD's the reason why, blah blah blah. He's like, I didn't want you to tell people that was so stupid.
Right.
So now he was running around doing damage control, and now he's a part of this plan with everybody being like, all right, this is how we get rid of him. So clearly people weren't pissy with HUD in that moment, because they were like, we're including you in this, and this is how we're going to get rid of him. And then HUD went against that plan, and not only didn't lose, but won.
I don't disagree. I guess I only challenge it back with a little bit with like, all right, so if I was HUD, would I believe that them including me in this plan actually means that they have an intention to work with me going forward? Or are they just saying that because on this elimination, this guess off, this eviction, it works for them?
Yeah.
Fair.
I also would be curious because, like, how many of these answers did HUD actually get right in the mission? You know what I mean? Like, if they got 8 right and HUD only got like 1 or 2 of them, and Adam got the other 6 or 7, whatever, like, it's not really HUD's fault then. You know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, Adam had some wild guesses in this competition.
Everything he says is wild.
I was like, what? Why would you ever think? I mean, like, not to jump the gun or anything, but like, that was crazy.
There was one, oh, I wish I could remember it now. But there was one part of the competition where Adam was like, oh, I think it smells like this. And HUD was like, that's not a smell.
Yeah, because he said the 2 that I have written down that he guessed were napalm and
Jumanji. Jumanji, yeah. Oh, that's what it was. He was saying it sounded like Jumanji, right? And he was like, HUD was like, that's not a sound. But then napalm, yeah, sure. The producers of the show have the contestants sniffing napalm,
like nose right on up to it.
Like what?
Also, like, why do you know the smell of napalm? There's
yeah.
something, and it's like the sound of Jumanji. The only thing that I would accept as a sound of Jumanji is like a stampede, maybe something like.
Yeah, but then the answer is a stampede, not Jumanji.
But I can understand. I guess in a moment of stress, like Jumanji, like no, what I really mean is stampede.
The long and short of it all is his problem here was that he found stuff on the clue wall that led him to believe that someone was related to Robin Williams. So he was smelling and seeing and hearing or whatever what he wanted to see to lead him to Robin Williams. So he was like, oh, this Jumanji, yeah, that's a Robin Williams movie. That must be what this clue is about. It's like,
and then
use
napalm.
your brain, though.
Yeah.
No one told you that Robin Williams is a thing. You decided that.
Right.
So now you're saying these random-ass answers based on just a name that you thought of, based on nothing.
Because he said Jumanji, and then the napalm was for Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
Which Robin was where they said, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Yeah. So he, like...
he's really just...
It's so ridiculous. But I will say, like, regardless of whether HUD is making good moves or bad moves, whatever, I just think it was funny that, like, he tried to help Adam because Naomi was coming for him, and Adam immediately threw him under the bus. Then he's supposed to throw this competition with Adam, and they win. Mm-hmm. Then, like, the whole house is like, all right, well, just make sure Adam picks his own clue so that you can see it and tell us. And then Adam changes up at the very last second to take Danny's. Like, it's like every time that HUD is supposed to work with Adam, it just goes so horribly wrong, and it's honestly enjoyable to watch.
Well, that was it, because was it the house that was trying to get Adam to pick his own clue? Because when I heard Adam suggest it and be like, oh, we should just take mine and then I'll have it, no one else has it, and HUD was like, how is that helpful to me?
Right.
Like, but that doesn't do anything for me. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why this whole situation felt so unfair, because it's like, so everyone else, when they win their challenges, they actually get to have a real clue that helps them. Meanwhile, HUD has to take the hit for everybody else.
Right.
That's not really fair. Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess Adam, I'm sure that there are rules in the game, right? That Adam couldn't just take this and like refuse to show it to HUD. Like, it has to be a shared clue. Yeah. So like, I guess the thinking was, even if Adam does try to take it and keep it from us, HUD will be able to bring it back to us, because I think they're unsure of who Adam is, and somehow he's avoided being sent home. He got fed the information about Molly Ringwald. The time when they want to pick him as the guesser, he ends up winning. So it's like, all right, well, at least if we get his clue, that even if he's not eligible to be the guesser, we can call him out and pick his celebrity, the right one.
No, I get that. It was I think I said it the wrong way that I wanted to. Like from Adam's standpoint, because he was the one who suggested it. It's like, no, that doesn't help Adam, because now that gives HUD his clue, who can share it with everybody else, and Adam is getting nothing out of this. So it's like, I don't know why you suggested, oh, we should just get my clue.
Well, it's because he's an idiot.
I think I confused it the way I said it the first time, but I was like, Adam, what is the thought process behind literally anything that you're doing in this game?
Non-existent.
It's really crazy. But I got so excited because like we didn't really get, again, a lot of information from the competition, but finally, after having literally no information on Danny the entire game, we find out that Bongos is related to his clue, and it's like, oh my god, finally, okay, we have somewhere to go with this. And then after getting his clue pulled, it's like, after having literally no information about this man the entire game, it's like, and here's Danny. They just hand us everything in one swoop.
Yeah.
Which I did have kind of a hard time deciphering this one as well. I think I kind of understand it. I know we don't have like the thing to pull up, but I had a tough time with the beginning of this clue.
Yeah, I mean the second half was definitely easier. Like the first part of it was like a man on fire, right? There was like a star with a microphone in front of it, right?
There was like a box and it said like Veni Vidi Vici on it or whatever, which like I guess could be just like Latin singer.
Yeah,
I was like, are you going with just like words in Latin, or is that something that I'm missing?
Right, because at first I was trying to think of like, how are the words Veni Vidi Vici like incorporated in this? Like I came, I saw, I conquered. So I was thinking like it must be Man on Fire, because Mark Anthony was in that movie. Which,
okay.
Yeah. And then Veni Vidi Vici next to the star microphone could be Latin, star Latin singer who four people falling, right, fell for J-Lo.
Sure.
See, when I heard Veni Vidi Vici or whatever that is, I thought of Ja Rule.
Really?
It's not Ja Rule, obviously, but he has an album called that.
Oh, does he?
Or something along those lines. Let me just check now.
Yeah, I totally spaced on the Man on Fire. I didn't know what that meant at all.
No,
I didn't know that was even a movie until this moment.
I never heard of that. Yeah, that's all new to me. Yeah, in 1998. Veni Veni Vici.
Gotcha.
And I was like, all right, Ja Rule. Okay. I was like, that's interesting because he's very black and you're very not. So I don't know what that's about, but I can't wait to find out. And it turns out it was not that at all.
It does. It's so funny though, too, because like we have seen them talk about all of like the Latin music influence, whatever clues, but in relation to Miguel. So we've seen them decode all of these incorrectly once before, and now it's like, oh, we're all kind of dumb, huh?
Yeah, it's funny because Danny doesn't look anything like that, except once you start thinking Mark Anthony and you look at his eyes.
As soon as they said it, I went,
there it is.
Gotcha.
There it is.
Like I wouldn't have gotten there until they said it, but once they said it, you can start to like see it.
Absolutely. There's no way in hell I would have found that on my own. Yeah.
And I was like, the entire house was decoding this clue all together, and they were like 100% confident, and I agree with them. And I was very nervous that we were going to see Danny go today, because everybody was like, this is 100% who it is. Like, we have to make sure that Diedrich is the guesser. We're going to vote Diedrich because he's with us figuring this out. This is who it is. And then Diedrich goes totally out of freaking left field and votes based on a car that he saw on the clue wall and said, well, it must be for cars, so guess it's this guy. And it's like, what? You're reading the clue.
Yeah.
Why would you take a gamble like that?
That's what I didn't get about Diedrich's last second switch up here, is because it wasn't like someone else had this clue, deciphered it, and then right before you guessed, they just said, oh, I think it's this person. So that's, a random guess. He was there helping He was one of the first people to say Mark Anthony, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he said too, like he had a confessional where he was like, I know they're all saying Danny's Mark Anthony. This is what the clue says, but like, how do I know if that's true?
Right.
It's like, how do you know if it's true? You decoded it too. You were looking at it.
And in what world, even if you're not 100% sold, in what world is guessing Adam based on just a car? How is that a better shot than like this clue that you've seen and like have helped decipher?
Literally, like, there's a Matchbox car on the clue wall. Must be Lightning McQueen. Guess he's Owen Wilson. I'm 100% confident. It's like, what else in this entire game have you seen or heard or anything that leads you to think that that's a name? Like, at least even with like the Mark Anthony clue, people were like, oh, the alimony thing from this other game could have something to do with J-Lo. And they were like finding ways to piece it all together. He just saw a car and said, and that's the name.
Yeah, I don't get it. And I really don't know what about him looks like Owen Wilson at all.
I don't see it even a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
This is like the first episode, I feel like.
Yes, and it's like, where did you get this from?
I have no idea what they got from that, where they got that from.
Very weird.
But, of course, Diedrich guesses Owen Wilson.
Moron.
A stupid guess.
So stupid.
Of course he is incorrect, because literally there is nothing to point to Owen Wilson anywhere in this game.
No, he's so super incorrect.
And, of course, Diedrich's celebrity relative is Michael Jackson, which he got eliminated this way, which makes sense. But I was wondering this entire episode, like, what if someone guessed, like, Janet Jackson?
Right.
Technically, you're still correct.
Right. You're not wrong. Because it's
not the one he came in with. Did they get it wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happened? Because they obviously had, like, the title card or whatever for like, they had, like, all of the graphics and everything set up for it to be Michael Jackson. The clue reads Michael Jackson. But if someone just said one of the other Jackson siblings, they're not wrong.
They're not wrong. It's like, maybe it doesn't count.
I was thinking about that the whole episode.
Yeah. I would have liked to see how that played out. Unfortunately,
I was kind of hoping it would. I was a little disappointed this is the way that we found out his person.
Franklin, if you're listening, let us know in the comments. Our favorite Jonas, the only Jonas that matters.
She's gonna come in here and kick your ass one day.
She can come in here. First of all, she can't kick my ass virtually. All right, and unless she has unagi, she doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah. And you know what? You keep making this threat. You know what? I'd like to see it. I'd like to see her try. I'd like to see her try. Bring it on, Darcy. Franklin Jonas is the best Jonas.
Oh, we're firing shots today. Damn.
I was having fun, and John chose violence.
I'm having fun. I'm having fun too.
Yours just got intense. Like, if I was Darcy, I would not come in.
Just be like, forget this guy, man.
Jeez, he's like really fired up.
Listen, I'm very.
What's wrong with your friend John?
Listen, I ride hard for Franklin Jonas. Okay,
I know.
Angela? I know you do. What's wrong with Angela?
What's wrong with John? Stupid.
Oh God. I'm trying to think if there was anything that I skipped over. I feel like we kind of went all over the place on this one.
We did, but honestly, this was not as exciting an episode as last.
It was pretty straightforward, yeah.
It was. Like, the challenge was, it was fun to watch, but there's not much to discuss about that. You know,
we didn't really get a ton of information on that.
Yeah.
The only thing that I did notice is that, like, one of the things they had to smell had, like, a chicken wing or whatever in it, and I was like, has this man been wearing his clue the entire game? He just came in with it on him.
Yeah, and I still don't get it. So, you know, DM Rocks had said in the comments that believes that Shane is related to Marlon Brando. Does Marlon Brando have anything to do with chicken?
We had literally the only things that I have on my little list of things we know about Shane is that his two truths and a lie were cousin, actor, Oscar winner, and we don't know which one is the lie. That's it. That's the only information that we have on Shane.
Unless his cousin is Kenny Rogers.
We also, like, someone is, like, was it his nephew, his something was, like, Michael Jackson was their godfather or something like that? Like, but
what is this chicken stuff?
I don't know, but once I saw it in the thing, I was like, oh, this has to be related to that, right?
Right. I thought. And then he makes those little comments like, oh, I'm going to keep it crispy. What the hell does that mean? Keep it crispy.
That literally, like, I think that is the only information that we have about him.
Unless
we have
he's related
literally
to
nothing
Colonel
else.
Sanders.
Okay, so
Could you imagine?
Your claim to fame is Colonel Sanders from KFC.
can I'll first say that if this is correct, I never in a million years would have guessed that Shane is related to Marlon Brando. Because I love Marlon Brando. The
Yeah,
only thing,
where are you getting that from?
I only searched Marlon Brando chicken. That's what I just Googled. The only thing that I can see is that it says here Brando was an avid student and proponent of Stella Adler. Adler used to recount that when teaching Brando, she had instructed the class to act like chickens, and added that a nuclear bomb was about to fall on them. Most of the class clucked and ran around wildly, but Brando sat calmly and pretended to lay an egg. So when I Googled Marlon Brando chicken, that's all that came up.
I'm going to go ahead out on a limb and say that's probably not a very commonly known bit of trivia.
Unrelated.
I don't think that's what we're going for.
What was the teacher's name?
Stella Adler.
Stella Adler. So the only Adler I know is Grace.
No, Stella Adler, it's like you study that in theater school. It's like a very
like
commonly taught
See, I am an uneducated, an uncultured theater person. You know, I only recently found out about the sound of music.
That is true.
No,
that is true. On this very show.
That's why I couldn't stop. I did know about it. I just don't know about it.
No, he just only recently learned about Julie Andrews.
I knew she was in it, but I just don't think she.
Uh-oh.
I kind of feel like you need to finish that sentence.
Now John's gonna fight you.
It's not sure that she matters. That's all. Who cares?
That is a hot take if I've ever heard.
Julie Andrews is like a national treasure, literally, like theater
Don't
royalty.
say that about my grandmother.
One of the most talented artists of the last century.
Well, I tip my hat to her, but I don't know her. I'm unfamiliar with her work.
That's the Queen of Genovia, all right?
Really wild.
Where's Genovia? Oh, that's the Princess Diaries place?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still unfamiliar.
Come on, learn the national anthem already. Come on. Genovia.
I knew he was going to pull it out.
That sounds like one of John's made-up songs. Like something he would send us in a voice note at 3 a.m.
Oh my god. If there was one thing I was confident of in that moment, it's that he was going to accurately sing through the whole freaking
I was like singing the national anthem. I was like, oh, say. I was ready. I know it.
Oh, man.
I love when he sings that in the movie.
We're going to have to get out of here before Kyle digs himself into a deeper hole talking about Julie Andrews.
I don't feel like I'm in any hole. I don't know her. And she doesn't know me. I mean, it's not offensive. It's not like we're friends and I've snubbed her.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm now faulted for not knowing someone. Then give me an assignment. You know, I watch things.
Watch The Princess Diaries.
Well, I can't watch that. Isn't that on Disney Plus? I don't have Disney Plus. That's a Disney movie, isn't it?
Might be somewhere else.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know where it is, actually.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have access to that. I pay for enough. If Gina wants to trade back a Disney Plus password since she's been like mooching off my Philo. Okay, well, I mean, like, hey, somebody
mooching off my Philo, which booted me today, by the way. I couldn't watch the challenge thing.
You could always get yourself back in there. You have a profile still. That's not my fault.
The Princess Diaries is also available on Amazon Prime Video.
Do I have to rent it?
It does say from $3.79.
Somebody better Venmo me $3.79. I'll settle for $3. I'll pay 79 cents to watch y'all's movie.
To watch y'all's movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
You guys are silly. Maybe John will pay for it the next time he sleeps over.
That's movie night next time.
Nice bro night, yeah.
Yeah, a nice bro night with the Princess Diaries
and the Princess Diaries. Let's go.
We'll watch that in between Mario parties.
Everyone needs an intermission for food. So if it's good enough, you'll bring it back up. And now I'm done with it. So if I don't do Princess Diaries again, that's on you.
No, it's a classic.
Mm. Mm.
Well, does anybody have anything else for claim to fame that we would like to discuss on tonight?
I guess, is immunity done? Right?
I
Nobody
hope
was
so.
immune. Nobody was immune in this last
I
one.
have to assume we're getting down to the wire with people left,
Right.
so I have to assume.
There's only 5 left. So regardless of the competitions, I think no one should be immune. You'll probably just get clues if you win, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. And there's what now? Only what? Adam and Shane's clue left, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
All right.
That's interesting too. I can't wait to see Shane's clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally gave us no information on him. Even in like the confessionals and stuff, when people are like, "Oh, I think that one's actually my clue," and then they say nothing else, we don't even get those from him.
No, you get nothing. Which is leading to believe that maybe he wins.
You think so?
Could be.
Or has a shocking.
Yeah, or there's a really
wild
devastating loss.
Right. I'm here for either. I don't feel like I don't have strong feelings for or against Shane. I just want to know what the chicken around the neck is.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that's all I got.
Okay. Kyle, anything to add?
No, I am quite satisfied, and I'm really excited about what we have coming up next.
Yeah. Well, just tonight, in not too long. How much time are we giving ourselves in between?
We got like
12 minutes.
Okay. 12 minutes exactly. We will be talking the challenge because we have 40 people to sift through and get onto our draft teams, and that is going to be crazy. So we have that tonight. And then on Thursday, we will be here talking about this week in the Big Brother house, which is already just giving me a headache. So I'm sure there will be plenty of discussion to be had around that. And then next Monday, same time, same place, we'll be talking about whoever goes home next on Claim to Fame.
And this Thursday, we'll also be talking episode 1, right? Season premiere of the challenge this Thursday. Did you say that? Did I miss that?
Oh, did we decide on Thursday? I don't remember if that was...
Oh, are we going to do that Monday? I don't even know.
I don't remember.
We'll figure it out.
It just gives people more of a reason to follow us on the socials.
Yeah. As I said previously, you can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod if you were paying attention at the beginning of the episode.
My goodness.
And, like I said, we are everywhere but Blue Sky because we don't mess with them no more.
We don't fucks with them. I'm just surprised by the amount of staff from Gina.